Honey, is that your promotion letter? Daniel, please tell me why you are leaving.
Love cannot give me the wealthy life I desire.
Everyone, please stand, the HR director said. The boardroom fell silent. Daniel looked up. His heart stopped. Grace, the poor wife he had divorced 5 years ago. She walked to the head of the table and smiled. Mr. Daniel Johnson, she said. You're late. Sit down. Daniel couldn't move. 5 years ago, he divorced her because she was poor. Today, she owned the company where he worked.
5 years earlier, the small apartment was unusually quiet as Grace Johnson carefully arranged dinner on the table, hoping to surprise her husband after another exhausting day at work. She smiled when she heard his keys, convinced he had finally received the promotion he desperately wanted. Daniel entered, carrying a thick brown envelope. "Is that your promotion letter?" Grace asked excitedly. Without answering, he placed the envelope before her. "Open it," he said. Still smiling, Grace unfolded the papers. Her smile disappeared instantly. Across the top she read, "Petition for divorce." Daniel finally spoke. "I want out."
Grace stared at Daniel, unable to believe what she had just read. Tears filled her eyes as she struggled to speak. "Why are you doing this?" she whispered. Daniel avoided her gaze and slowly removed his wedding ring. "I'm tired, Grace. Love cannot give me the life I want." She stepped closer, shaking her head. "We've survived every challenge together." Daniel sighed deeply. "I've spent years chasing success, but poverty keeps following us. I can't keep living like this." Grace swallowed hard. "So, you're divorcing me because I'm poor?" Daniel finally nodded. "Yes, I am." Grace felt her heart breaking with every second of silence. She searched Daniel's face, hoping he would change his mind. Instead, his phone rang. He answered immediately, smiling for the first time that evening. "I'll be there soon," he said gently before ending the call. Grace wiped her tears. "Who was that?" she asked. Daniel picked up his suitcase without hesitation. "The woman I'm marrying." Grace froze. "You're marrying someone else?" Daniel nodded. "Her name is Sophia Williams. She's wealthy, successful, and everything I need." Then he walked toward the door, leaving Grace speechless behind. And the silence became unbearable. She sank onto the sofa, clutching the divorce papers against her chest. Minutes later, her phone vibrated. It was a message from her closest friend. "Grace, I'm so sorry. Please don't look online." Confused, she ignored the warning and opened a news article. Her hands began trembling. A photograph showed Daniel smiling beside Sophia Williams at a luxury hotel. The headline read, "Business Executive Daniel Johnson announces engagement to Billionaire's daughter." Grace whispered. So it was true. Grace dropped her phone and burst into tears. Every memory of their marriage suddenly felt like a lie. As she struggled to catch her breath, a gentle knock echoed through the apartment. She wiped her face and slowly opened the door. An elderly man, dressed in an elegant black suit, stood quietly outside. His calm eyes rested on Grace. Are you Grace Johnson?
Are you Grace
He asked
Johnson?
politely. She
I
nodded.
am an old friend of your late
My
father.
name is Chief Michael
Your father sent
Adeyemi.
me.
I was a close friend of your late father. Grace frowned in surprise. My father never mentioned you. The old man smiled. He was protecting your future. Grace invited Chief Michael inside, still confused by his unexpected visit. He looked around the modest apartment before sitting quietly. Your father came to me years ago, he began. He feared life would test you beyond imagination. Grace listened carefully, tears drying on her cheeks. Chief Michael removed a sealed envelope from his briefcase and handed it to her. He asked me to give you this only after you lost everything. With trembling hands, Grace opened the envelope. Inside was a handwritten letter from her father. The first sentence made her heart race. Grace, trust this man completely. Grace fought back tears as she finished reading her father's letter. Every word filled her with hope she thought she had lost forever. Chief Michael leaned forward. Your father believed you were born to lead, not merely survive. He placed another document before her. This is a full scholarship to the Adeyemi Executive Business Academy. Only 10 people are admitted each year. Grace stared at the invitation, overwhelmed. Why would you invest in me? She asked. Chief Michael smiled gently. Because your father asked me to believe in you. Grace reached for the acceptance form without hesitation, determined to begin again. 1 week later, Grace arrived at the Adeyemi Executive Business Academy carrying only a small suitcase and unwavering determination. The other students arrived in luxury cars, wearing expensive designer clothes. Grace suddenly felt out of place, but she remembered her father's words and kept walking. During the first leadership exercise, every participant failed except Grace. Her solution impressed the instructors and even Chief Michael. After class, one powerful investor requested a private meeting with her. He said, I've been looking for someone exactly like you. Let's talk about your future tomorrow morning alone. Don't tell anyone yet. Please be ready. The next morning, Grace arrived early, wondering why the investor had chosen her. He introduced himself as Victor Mensah, founder of a struggling technology company with brilliant ideas, but failing leadership. I don't need money, he said. I need someone honest. Grace listened carefully. He offered her a junior management position after graduation and promised rapid promotion if she proved herself. She accepted without hesitation. As she thanked him, Chief Michael watched quietly from across the hallway, smiling with satisfaction. Neither of them noticed a photographer capturing the meeting, creating a misunderstanding that would soon change everything forever. Ahead unexpectedly. Within 6 months, Grace became the youngest operations manager in Victor's company. Her ideas reduced costs, increased profits, and earned everyone's respect. Newspapers began calling her a rising business star. Meanwhile, Daniel enjoyed luxury, expensive vacations, and glamorous parties with Sophia. He never wondered what happened to Grace. One afternoon, Victor announced he was retiring. Then he shocked everyone. Grace will lead the company after me. The board erupted in protest, but Victor smiled. Tomorrow you'll understand why, he said, leaving every director speechless and deeply uneasy about his unexpected decision, setting up a dramatic confrontation the following morning together. Grace studied the documents carefully, wondering why Johnson Holdings sounded familiar. Chief Michael smiled knowingly. It's the company where Daniel works, he explained. Grace looked up in surprise. Their profits are falling because of poor management. Investors are selling fast. She remained silent for several moments. I'm not asking you to buy it for revenge, Chief Michael said. I'm asking because it's a smart investment. Grace nodded thoughtfully. Using her savings and Victor's investment partnership, she purchased her first shares. She never imagined that one signature would begin a journey toward owning the entire company Daniel believed would secure his future forever. And Johnson Holdings continued losing money. One failed project followed another, forcing frightened investors to sell their remaining shares. Grace quietly increased her ownership whenever new shares became available. Nobody noticed because every purchase happened through different investment firms. Meanwhile, Daniel worked harder than ever, unaware the company was slipping toward disaster. During a tense staff meeting, the chairman announced shocking news. If we don't find a major investor within 30 days, this company will collapse. Daniel felt fear rising inside him. He never imagined the mysterious investor preparing to save the company was someone he already knew. Rumors spread through Johnson Holdings faster than anyone expected. Employees whispered about a mysterious investor buying millions of dollars worth of company shares. Nobody knew the investor's identity because every transaction remained confidential. Daniel joined the speculation, convinced a powerful foreign billionaire was taking control. At home, Sophia dismissed the rumors with confidence. Whoever buys this company will need experienced executives, she said. Your promotion is guaranteed. Daniel smiled, believing his future had never looked brighter. Across the city, Grace signed one final agreement. Her lawyer looked up and quietly announced, "Congratulations, you now own Johnson Holdings." The following Monday, every employee received an urgent email ordering all staff to attend an emergency board meeting. Speculation filled every hallway as workers rushed into the conference room. Daniel adjusted his tie, expecting to meet the foreign billionaire everyone had been discussing. The HR director stepped forward. "Everyone, please stand. The new owner has arrived." The room became completely silent. The doors slowly opened. Elegant footsteps echoed across the polished floor. Daniel looked up confidently, but his smile disappeared instantly. Grace walked inside wearing a tailored white suit. She stopped before him and smiled gently. "Good morning, Mr. Johnson." Daniel remained standing, unable to believe his eyes. Every memory of the divorce flashed through his mind. Grace calmly walked past him and took the seat reserved for the company's owner. The board members greeted her with respect before sitting down. She opened a leather folder and glanced around the room. Finally, her eyes settled on Daniel. "Mr. Daniel Johnson," she said calmly, "you're 3 minutes late. Please, take your seat." Embarrassed, Daniel slowly obeyed as whispers spread across the room. Then Grace made another announcement. "Today, we begin major changes." Daniel suddenly realized his career now rested in her hands. Grace presented the company's recovery plan with calm confidence. Every proposal was practical, and the board approved each one unanimously. When the meeting ended, Daniel expected security guards to escort him outside. Instead, Grace asked him to remain. After everyone left, silence filled the room. Daniel lowered his head. "I deserve whatever punishment you choose," he admitted quietly. Grace looked at him without anger. "I'm not here for revenge," she replied. This company needs capable people, not broken ones. Daniel looked up in surprise. Then Grace added, whether you stay depends entirely on your character, beginning today. Daniel thanked Grace sincerely and promised to prove he deserved another chance. Days later, an internal investigation uncovered financial records linking Sophia to illegal contracts that had drained company funds. She had secretly used Daniel's position to approve fraudulent deals without his knowledge. When confronted, Sophia resigned immediately and disappeared before authorities arrived. Daniel realized his hunger for wealth had blinded him to the truth. Everything he had sacrificed Grace for vanished overnight. Standing alone outside the company, he finally understood the painful lesson. The fortune he chased had destroyed everything that truly mattered, including the woman he once loved. Several weeks later, Daniel requested one final meeting with Grace. She welcomed him into her office with the same calm smile. Fighting back tears, Daniel spoke honestly. I traded true love for temporary wealth. I lost everything because of my pride. Grace listened quietly before replying. Your choices shaped your future, Daniel. Mine shaped mine. He asked softly, can you ever forgive me? Grace nodded without hesitation. I forgave you long ago. Forgiveness gave me peace, not weakness. Daniel smiled through his tears. He finally understood. Forgiveness can heal wounds, but it could never rewrite the past forever. Months later, Johnson Holdings became one of Lagos's fastest growing companies under Grace's leadership. Employees admired her fairness, wisdom, and determination. Daniel rebuilt his life with honesty, accepting responsibility for every mistake he had made. Although they worked in the same company, Grace never reopened the chapter they had closed years earlier. She chose peace instead of the past. Standing before hundreds of employees during the annual celebration, she smiled confidently. Never let someone's opinion decide your worth, she said. The audience erupted into applause as Grace celebrated not revenge, but the extraordinary life she had courageously rebuilt alone.